So, paper 2. The structure of the paper 2 exam is 4 sections, okay? Each section will have an 8-mark question, which is usually either an explain or an identify question or an apply question. And the second question will be a 12-mark question where you justify. Now, the structure of the justify question will usually be as follows. In a question, they'll usually give you 2 choices. And the question will go along the lines of justify from 2 or 3 choices. Now, in each choice that you make, you have to remember 2 things. Number 1, you have to mention both the advantages and the disadvantages. Your advantages give you AO3, Assessment Objective 3, which is analysis. Your disadvantages give you AO4, which is your evaluation. That's the first thing. So for each section, for each choice, you need to make sure you give the advantages and disadvantages from the choices. And the second thing that is really important, related to the firm. If you do not relate it to the firm, then you're going to miss out on application points, which is AO2. So first, make sure you write down the advantages and disadvantages. Next, make sure it is related to the case study, the firm in the question. Okay? You do that for choice 1 and for choice 2. At the end, in your conclusion, you need to choose from one of the choices, and then you'll say, why did you choose this one? Why did you choose that choice? And why did you not choose the other choice? Right? So for a good conclusion, you need to you don't need to go into too much depth, but you need to explain why you chose the option you did and why you didn't choose the other option. That will make a good conclusion. Okay? Lastly, when you do both choice 1s and choice 2, make sure it is balanced. Okay? You cannot have one section be like this and the other section be like that. The advantages and the disadvantages have to be similar. Yeah? And make sure the points are developed and applied to the case study. So, here's the last thing that I want to make. Last point that I want to make. If you follow what I did, all of these, if you follow this structure, the minimum amount of marks you can get will be 9. Why? Because it will, in the mark scheme, the upper band marks is usually done if you've analyzed and evaluated correctly. If you've analyzed and evaluated correctly, the minimum marks you can get is 9. If, for example, you've given analysis and evaluation really well, or advantages and disadvantages really well, but in this question you only gave advantages and no disadvantages, the maximum mark you can get for that is 8 only. So it is important for each section that you have both advantages and disadvantages. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So, this is the structure of a 12-mark question. This is a paper 2 style. Alright?